of Curse of Strahd. Here presented by Dire Bear Adventuring Company. We'd like to start by thanking our sponsors, D&D Beyond, that is D, the letter N, D, Beyond.com, where you are able to find all sorts of 5e and official play material, including books, resources, and homebrew that the community have come up with. In addition to that, we would also like to thank Lucky Dice Cafe and Station Retro for hosting Captain Sack live every week from Thursday to Sunday. If you're looking for a live game in the Huntsville, Alabama area, that's where you should head. So, when we last left our party,
We were all taking
just
a nap.
fought a tree.
Yep.
And won.
And won. The major addendum there is you fought a tree and won.
Yes.
Poor Cyranox was assaulted by a very rough and awful episode of PTSD.
Pretty much.
He's got to take a nap by himself.
He assaulted the PTSD maker, so.
Yeah, he did.
He's the one that punched.
He got a hit off.
Yep.
So,
I want the.
when we ended session last week, there was a request from one of the players to have a conversation with another player for in-character purposes. So, have at it.
Probably during the middle of the night, Ophi would get up and kind of like poke Nyx with the end of her the non-pointed end.
Just
Would this-
gently poke and stab Nick.
Would I be up
Roll
for this
damage.
because I'm stitching my cloak?
Well, you do have to sleep.
So would you sleep at the beginning or at the end, I guess?
I would sleep at the end. I just work.
Then you would probably be asleep at this point.
Okay.
Alright. Being poked, Nyx will stare at Ophi. Just like turning a little bit. What?
We need to have a conversation away from these people. And quietly.
Okay. Gently, slowly get up and get ready to go off, I guess. But where?
It's a graveyard. I mean, we just have to go far enough that they can't hear us.
True. Okay. We'll go off.
And yeah, somewhere down the hill.
Let's go towards the tree. I'm curious about it anyway.
Should be a smoldering pile of ash because of a fireball thrown at it.
Absolutely fantastic.
So, I kind of showed up late. What the hell is y'all's deal?
What do you mean?
Well, the Dragonborn that just broke in front of a werebat, apparently? I don't know. I couldn't get a read.
We don't know much about Cyranox's past besides that he has a very large hate of vampires. Gwen, we know wants to go home. She's just been trying to leave. Crom and I are just trying to leave. Elakin, well, we're still learning about him too.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like this place is just horrible, filled with horrible people who do horrible things.
Do you think we were all brought here because of that? Or something?
I mean,
We've all done something horrible then. Maybe they want us to help. Some way or form. I don't exactly know. All I know is we were all brought here without And without our will? Without our agreement?
Permission.
Permission.
Against our will.
Against our will. Most of us just want to leave.
Yeah. Do you?
Of course. I have things left at home that I have yet to finish.
And you expect to be able to leave at any point?
At some point. There's a couple... There are things I think that will get us home, but I don't know where or which side.
I assume it has something to do with the vampire's obsession with you?
Maybe he's just curious.
What? The way he was looking at you is not curiosity.
I'm half vampire, Ophi. I'm a Dhampir. I don't run with vampires.
So, like, are you top half or bottom half?
Depends on which way you swing, but we'll wait and see, I guess.
I'm facepalming with that comment.
No, I still feed, but it's not as dire as most other vampires.
Guys, keep up this conversation. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Is it, like, do you drain them to death, or is it just a partial draining?
Partial. I just need
Okay.
enough to get me by for a week. Usually it's not that much. I share a link with the person for a few days. Other than that,
Interesting. Different people, do they taste different?
I mean, I haven't dranken from somebody else in quite a while. It's just been Crom, but do you want to try it?
Sure.
Okay.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
I shivered before the answer was had, and I knew it was gonna be a yes.
Figured Nyx will probably just drink from Ophi's wrist then. We are bonded in I can hear your thoughts for the next 48 hours. Also, it's a little your blood tastes a little light.
I assume that's...
It's arid.
Heyo.
It feels
So
like
wait.
it's been aired for a little bit.
Your
you're
blood is
saying I have
naturally
aerated
decanted.
blood.
You're naturally decanted.
You can't- sorry. I'm sorry, Hellish. What did you say?
I have aerated blood. The best kind of blood.
How about-
You like you,
Sorry,
you
what
like
is
take
my-
his-
What does my blood taste like?
you take her wrist and go like kind of like this and swirl it before you bite.
Seems jet lag.
Oh, V, I think you lagged a bit.
Sorry.
What does my blood taste like?
I'll think carefully on this. Crom, I feels like would be.
Very gamey.
I feel like it would be a very like.
Jesus.
Becca, are you okay?
No, I had a thought, and it closed up. It closed up my fucking hole, my throat hole.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I feel like it would be a very like overbearing taste.
Strong.
Just strong. Just very like not any taste in like general, but like whatever
Just
the
pungent.
taste is, it's very like yep, I know that blood anywhere. That's Crom. Directly. That specific person.
Is Crom full orc or half orc?
Full.
Yes.
I'm a full orc.
Okay, I thought you said both. I was like, what? That's not how that works.
No full.
Full. I'm
Okay.
full-blooded.
Yeah. Okay, so then maybe it just tastes angry.
Wow, this blood just fills me with rage.
Like drinking a monster drink.
Like drink. There we
Exactly.
A very concentrated
go.
monster.
Very concentrated.
you have like a haste spell that lasts a turn, and then you're like stunned for 3 rounds.
Okay.
Are we having the discussion of what everybody tastes like?
Yeah,
No,
Nick's
no.
just well for Nyx and Ophi, because Nick or for Ophi and Crom, because Nyx just drank from Ophi. That's not what I meant to do, but that actually is perfect. Also, because I can hear your thoughts for 48 hours if they're pointed directly towards me.
Cool.
That's
So,
it.
are
It's
you
not-
planning on siding with him?
He's made an offer, but I have not decided anything. I don't
You do
plan on
realize you
taking.
can't trust him, right?
I know. There are some things that I need to take from him first.
What does that mean? You don't seem like a thief.
I'm not. I have something back home that I would like to complete, but unfortunately I need to take something from him first. To
Is
do
it like some kind of vampire blood ritual, right?
No. I just
Oh,
know
that's-
he has items that can make me stronger for what I need to do, because I don't think I can finish what I need to finish as I am right now.
Wolfie kind of kicks a rock and's like, that sounded cool in my... Now I'm angry that that's not the thing.
Are you
That's
afraid
valid.
I'll side with him, Ophi?
I mean, honestly, with the group we're with, it's 50-50.
You have no
And-
worry. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm not worried. I know I can get away from any of you quick as I have. I mean, you saw me floating around. That's just for fun. Imagine what happens when I actually try.
That's true, we haven't... Well, I mean, you went off into the forest a little bit. Over the forest.
He said the escape was through the forest, but, you know. I was just trying to get away from him because he seemed dangerous, and, you know, Cyranox was very angry at him.
I'm curious as to why Cyranox is angry at him. I'll have to ask him later, maybe. Actually, maybe someone else should ask him. I feel like I'm gonna get my head bit off if I try.
I mean, you could get the little one to do it.
He almost got his arm bit off, but
That would be all the reason why he would ask.
you have
He's
a point.
curious, and you can use that curiosity to your benefit.
You're right. Any more questions, Sophie?
What's up with your hair? Is that natural or do you dye it?
What the...
It's pink!
It's purple. And yes, it's natural.
It's pink in the moonlight.
It's... Her father's hair was purple.
You know what? Good night. And she just wanders back up to the...
Okay. Ba-day.
Huh.
Good day.
Does anybody else have any other inter-party interactions they would like to have?
Okay, so how did we start last week's off session or off thing? When we started doing that RP session, then realized we were off camera. How did we start that again?
We rolled for the cloak. I think that was it.
We have a rule for the cloak. I know I asked what had happened, or no, right? Nyx had offhandedly said they saw Strahd.
Yes.
Yes.
Strahd made an appearance, and I think that's why Cyranox has gone off on his own.
And that's when I lean up and hold out a firebolt in my hand and just hold it as a torch. What? Strahd was here.
For a moment or two. I don't know what happened or where he went.
What happened when he was here?
Elak and Gwensarda, you guys were here with whatever happened, and Casimir. I don't RP Casimir
Well, it was kind of hard to figure out because, Cyranox attacked.
I just saw yeah, Cyranox smack him with his hammer, and then I mean that was it. He was pretty forthcoming with it. Mentioned that Crom might have needed help with the tree.
Cyranox
Yep.
attacked him.
Yeah.
That's probably why he had a panic attack.
Well, I mean, your
Oh my
Dragonborn
God.
friend made the right decision.
Going up against a vampire lord is not a smart decision, especially one underpowered as him.
Probably not.
He's not in Castle Ravenloft. You think he's weaker in his own castle?
I was talking about Cyranox.
I'm aware. What I'm saying is, Strahd wasn't in his castle. He wasn't in Ravenloft.
Is that when he's at his full strength?
As far
Okay.
as I've been able to determine.
Elokin writes a note. Whereabouts?
Interesting.
Stronger, not as strong outside of their castle.
I just said vampire lord. Just saying.
I know what you said.
Yeah, but his notes say Werebat, because that's what he believes Strahd is, because he failed on the insight check against his
I didn't just fail. I nat one. There's a difference. That's why he's still aware of that.
Alright. I get up. I start walking over to Cyranox, and I know he's outside.
Yeah.
I just
Stress.
I just stand over him. So you attacked the vampire lord.
I don't want to talk about it.
No. We're gonna talk about this now.
Very well. Yes,
So-
I struck at him.
You struck at him.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do? What happened?
He appeared. And I questioned him about a few things. I don't know if you noticed this, but the times we've seen this figure, he always seems to be staring at Nyx. And that is a bit suspicious to me.
Crom wouldn't know. Crom has yet to actually meet Strahd, because he's never been in the room when Strahd shows up.
No. I just know of Strahd.
Okay.
He doesn't know he's been
basically,
chilling.
So maybe
Hanging out.
he is God.
Every
Just
time that
for
we've
the
seen
record.
him, yeah.
Okay, so back to RP.
Yeah, every time that we, the rest of the party except you, have seen him, he's always staring at Nyx.
Interesting. He's made notes and comments beforehand.
Not
But-
that I've seen, but yeah.
But I walked in after throwing a fireball at a tree to you freaking out. What did he do to you?
He made me relive my story.
Which is what?
It's not a happy one.
I don't care.
Very well. Long story short, I'm from a very secluded, or was from a very secluded tribe of Dragonborn. And one night, I mean, we didn't hold hostilities to anyone. We were a very welcoming tribe. And one night, just the shadows came to life, and vampires slaughtered my entire tribe, except for my mother, who sacrificed herself to make herself a blinding ball of light.
How do you know
why-
they were vampires?
Oh, well, I mean, giant fangs, and that they were kind of eating / draining what they could have, or what people they could get their hands on, claws on.
Fair enough. So, you relived that,
Mm-hmm.
and you attacked Strahd.
Well, figured if kill the Lord of the Vampires, all of them die. Or at least that's what the tomes at the monastery used to say.
Interesting. And when you hit him, did he budge?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he's much more powerful than you.
Oh, definitely.
You're lucky you got out of there alive.
My life is meaningless for my crusade to justice. If I fall, hopefully someone else will pick up my mantle.
If you die, I probably have a lesser chance of living throughout here. Your actions have consequences for all of us.
True.
If you go in and attack without cause or meaning, even though, yes, he is a vampire lord, you put us all at risk. If we do not do this prepared, we all die. And I'm not putting my hands of my life in yours. If you keep on doing this.
Very well.
Let this serve to be a lesson. A very valuable lesson that you got off scot-free. And this is a very rare opportunity, given his power. So do not squander it. And if you do, it might just be the end of all of us.
Hey, Dad, damn.
And I walk away.
As you walk away, you lock it like really quickly, like goes like this, and then he's like, "Ooh." The sitcom eavesdrop.
Yeah, I was to say Nyx was like leaning against, just kind of watching.
So I walk to the entrance. What's everyone doing?
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
You heard that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, we weren't really quiet. We all heard it.
Good. I meant it. I keep walking.
What's his deal?
Does he have anger management?
I mean, I
Wrong.
believe it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
On occasion, anyway.
I'm just leaning up against the rocks, trying to sleep again. Or I guess I should start stitching my the cloak.
I was under the impression this was a new day.
Is this
Well-
still the time?
This is like as your rest is happening.
Okay.
So it's like it's one of those like basically we're doing this RP, it's taking us a half hour to do it, but it wouldn't take this long like in game time. So like we're talking like this is like 15 minutes of conversation. So
Yeah.
but no, this is happening during your long rest. So
Okay. Alright, Yelakin will go back to his little area and like start writing up blueprints for some boots.
I'm gonna walk back into camp. And sit right here.
Nyx is going back to bed. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Same.
I'm just stitching, humming away. And then I'll go to bed.
Very well. On to the next day.
so after you've all rested, like I don't give extended periods of time for RPs, so I try and remember to do that occasionally. It's good for party interaction and mental health.
Drama.
So you all head back. I'm gonna just move this back to the map of Barovia.
We were down here, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So it'll take you about half a day's journey to get back to the winery. And then it'll be a trip of about 2.5 days to get back to Kresk. As you approach the bend between the winery and heading back to the main road, you see carts, or the cart lumbering up with the horses and a couple people top of the wagon, whom you recognize, of course, as the Mardikovs from the winery.
Oh, this is that wine delivery.
You should also give them back their rock.
Oh, yes. I'll approach I believe, the father?
Grandfather.
Grandfather. Which one was the one that told us about the stones? Was it the grandfather?
The grandfather.
Perfect. I'll approach him and just hold out the stone to him.
Okay. He takes it from you with a smile and he's very thankful for you bringing it back. And then he secrets it away in one of the pockets of his robes. Pats his oldest son and his son-in-law on the shoulders, and then starts walking back to the winery. So I need one person to give me a D12 roll and one person to give me a D8 roll.
I can do the D8.
I'll do the D12.
Woo!
Woo.
Woo.
It's doing great.
Shut up.
You're on the ball today.
Pretty intriguing. Cool.
I do say, what shall become of us?
As you're traveling on up the road, you're not sure if it seems to be more misty than normal, but it seems a little bit harder to keep on the path. There's a couple times where the cart is slowed because you've almost run into trees. There's a flutter of wings, but you are quickly able to identify it as raven wings and not bats. You're almost to what is left of your day's travel, which will take you just to here. When you discover a foot trail that cuts through the wilderness.
How fun. Let's avoid that.
Can I discern, like, weight of the foot and
Sure.
weight of the person?
Give me an investigation track. Like, when I say a foot trail, like, it's not passable for the cart, but you guys would be able to walk down it.
Yeah.
Single file.
Oh, like an actual,
It's a trail.
Oh, an extra path.
Yeah.
an extra path, not an actual, like, leading pile of footprints.
not footprints, a foot trail. So
Oh.
it's not big enough for the cart, but it's big enough for you guys to walk single file down.
That makes more sense. I thought you were talking, like, we saw a set of footprints, and I'm like, oh.
I thought there was footprints too. I was like, damn, we're good.
I'll be honest, I would have said footprints if I had meant footprints.
That is fair.
But we're all
Had
so
to-
stupid.
Not me.
Well, not you, yes,
This
no.
par-
But
This party shares one brain cell.
And I have 95% of it.
At
Wow,
all
rip.
times. Anyway, all jokes aside, are you going to go down the path or not?
No.
we should stay with the cart.
That seems a smart thing to do.
You have to pull off to the side and camp for the night. You find a relatively small clearing. You guys are level 6, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
Death. Let's go.
As you settle in for the night, perfect, thank you. You get comfortable. You have a small fire going, enough that it's to, basically it's enough that it'll keep you warm if you're all around it. You can cook dinner on it, and
Does that mean I get my cloak finished then?
did I say it was going to take you 3 days?
Yeah.
You're in the process of working on your cloak when you hear a deep voice that calls out, "Who goes there?" Through the chill mist, you see a large man in drab clothing wearing a tattered gray cloak. He has shaggy black hair and thick mutton chops. He leans heavily on a spear and has a small bundle of animal pelts slung over his shoulder.
Let us know who you are first, friend.
I am but a simple traveler, a trapper, on my way to Valaki after, getting some furs for trading.
Sir Nox is kind of like half ice calm, like, if you want to handle this one.
I just stare at him. So, you ask us, who goes there in the middle of the night?
Well, not everybody makes a fire in these woods in the middle of the night. It's how you attract predators.
We can hold our own.
Are you the predator?
I mean, I'm human, am I not? Doesn't that technically make me an apex predator?
Insight
I'm just gonna
check?
stare at that dude, just like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
we doing this, my man? We doing this?
Stares an orc.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't mind the wisdom save. I rolled that on accident.
I'm
Sorry.
just curious.
Yes, hello, I am also human, with my gills and my teeth.
I mean, as far as you guys can tell, he is human.
With my human beating heart. I mean,
For the
it's kind
record,
of
as
dark.
far
I
as
don't
you
know.
guys can tell, he is human.
I mean, I mean, a lot of people here kind of look human, but really aren't. I don't know. I don't know what you. Could be anything.
Well, Sir,
Mr.
Trapper.
Apex, sir.
Mr. Apex. So what animal, or what trappings? Is that the correct word? What trappings do you have, out of curiosity?
He shows off a couple wolf pelts. He shows a really large bear pelt, and a couple smaller rabbits.
I wonder if those wolf pelts are the wolves we killed earlier a couple days ago.
That would have been like a week ago at this point.
Would it have been?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
just about a week ago.
About a week ago.
Well, is there anything that you need, or are you on your way?
I mean, it's late. I was hoping that perhaps you would be so kind as to share your fire.
Well,
Oh.
Mr. Apex Legend, what is your name?
Oh no!
Rips off his face, blue hunter.
Sorry, I'm actually using resources somebody bought me.
Nice.
Oh my god. I'm putting the DM on the spot.
Bum, bum, bum.
My name is Harkus. Sorry, I gotta find a fucking last name. I want to go with this.
Nah, that name fake. We killed him.
Insight check the name.
Yeah.
Marcus Flabbernappy.
My name is Harkus Petrovich.
God bless you.
And your name?
I'm not giving it. I'm just staring at him.
Friends.
Well, the orc and I, we're just lowly subspecies, so you don't need our name. According to you, so...
I stare at Cyronox with that comment.
That's not what
I'm
he
being
said at all.
sarcastic.
That's also not what he said.
Don't care.
Why are we
I'm-
just
I'm-
roasting this man?
Because
The hell
this
of
dude
it.
just came in straight. It's like, hey, I'm an apex predator. I'm human. While he has a 6'7" dragonborn just chilling there with
I thought you
a
were 6'11".
muscle-bound orc.
I'm Yulakin Flumnart of the Great Flumnarts. Hi.
He's like a little chihuahua. He's so nervous.
Picks up your lock and don't talk to me or my son ever again.
God damn it!
Yeah, but Jordy, can we remember the last time you
No,
picked
no.
him up and then you just yeeted him across the fucking building?
Hey, I meant that.
I meant that.
Anyone else want to introduce themselves to the magical hunter here?
I've just been standing behind Crom, letting Crom do all the talking.
I'm standing next to Nyx, just watching them.
Me and
So
my-
here's the major question.
Should we allow-
Where are you all carrying your silvered weapons?
I keep it on me. I keep that strap
So
on me.
you have it out and
Yeah.
It's just like this the whole time.
No,
Yeah.
mine's on my hip, and I mean the
I s-
daggers that I got are in like holsters across my chest.
'Kay.
but-
I basically
Mine's on
sleep
my
like
hip.
Inuyasha, back up against a
Christ.
tree with the axes, like
Yes.
basically like him with his weapon like always right beside him, holding it.
I don't have a silver weapon.
And Mom?
It's in my on my hip,
Okay.
inside the rapier.
Top 10 things I'd never
Silver-
hear while playing
Do I
D&D.
have
I
a
sleep like Inuyasha.
I do have a silver
okay,
sword,
we had
too.
a Naruto run comment in our other campaign.
Christ.
They nat one on an advantage twice on an advantage roll, so they got their.
Oh, they
Who
got
was-
that
was that
Nenji one,
Saturday?
okay.
Yeah, that was Jack.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She said I Naruto run at him, and then
Yeah,
rolled
and
and,
then
had
fucking-
two nat ones right beside each other.
Yep.
Jesus. Man, we are
God,
getting
that was
so
good.
sidetracked in this
Yes,
game.
we
Okay,
are.
okay,
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, I should be better at keeping you guys on track, but fuck.
Yes.
Um, the trapper kind of takes a look, like he's cautious, watching you, and then just shrugs his shoulders and says, "Well, if you're not going to trust me, as I have trusted you with my name, then I suppose I shall just move along.
Sit
Travel
down.
safe, friends." And then he slips off into the woods
But Crom said he
and
could sit down.
leaves. I'm aware.
Okay.
Don't worry. This is exactly how this was supposed to go.
Okay.
Anyway, watches. Who's taking what watch?
I'll take a
I'll
watch.
take first.
Nix will take last. And if anybody
Well-
wants to join her, they are more than welcome. Except Steronox!
Oh,
Fine,
so
I'll take
go
the
with,
one before last.
Next.
I'll take the watch with Nyx.
Everybody wants to be with Nyx. Nyx, the popular one.
I have a reason.
Everybody has a fucking reason.
Don't worry,
Ophiel
Crom. You're
just
still my
shrugging,
best
just
friend.
Just a pouty kid in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm sleeping then. I don't care.
So, who's taking what watches?
I'm taking
Take
first.
second
You're
to
taking
last.
first watch?
Yes.
Is anybody
When-
taking watch with Gwynsarda, yay or nay?
I'll take. Fine. I'll take watch with Gwen.
You don't have to. I am just asking.
I'm capable by myself. Get some
I'll
sleep.
take the lone watch. Let's go.
I'm not leaving him alone, especially after his freak out.
Fine.
That's fair.
I'm your chaplain anyway.
Did you just say I need a chaperone anyways?
Maybe.
Yep.
Okay.
So
So Gwen, Ophi, and Cyranox, and then Elakin and Nyx. Or is Crom going with?
That was Gwen prom.
No, I'm sleeping.
Okay, good.
I'm a
Okay.
giant sleepy orc.
Gwen,
Yeah.
as everybody lays down for sleep, I need a perception check, please.
don't die.
Dies to perception check.
Listen, it's
Pretty
happened
close.
before.
I don't like that noise.
I don't like that
I know
smile.
you don't.
I don't like that lack of noise.
There we go. That right there is why you don't notice this happening.
Thank you. Way to go, Crom.
I sleep.
Jesus fuck.
Does he at least wake himself up off of that? Jesus.
My sensory overload is like, huh?
Oh, Crom.
You do not have time to react to this, Gwen.
Oh,
You're really distracted by that ridiculously loud snoring. That you would turn to look at Crom just to make sure that it was actually Crom making that noise. Before you turned back, and standing in front of you is a 7-foot tall monstrosity. Who grabs a hold of you, opens its very large jaws, and sinks them into your shoulder.
Ow!
Does that wake us up?
As you open your mouth to
What's
say
better?
so, one of its hands comes up to cover the sound. And then kind of tosses you back and disappears back into the woods.
What
Well
the
then.
fuck?
You want to give me another perception check while looking in the sky, please?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It
that's
is
not good.
much too cloudy for you to determine what the moon cycle is right now.
Oh.
And I need you to give me a history check, please. Or an intelligence roll, if one of them is higher for you.
You do one.
Oh man, we're about to get a weird
History
start.
or intelligence?
History or intelligence? Although I think history is off of intelligence.
I don't have it. Oh, there it is. It's saying.
Excellent. You are very much well aware that you were just bit by a werewolf.
Well then,
That's pretty rude.
the
Mhm.
rudest dude.
And then you're recalling back, and that full moon had just passed. So you have
See?
3 weeks before this is going to become a problem.
I see.
Um,
I see.
Nyx,
Yes.
you can give me a perception check, but you are going to take a -10 penalty because you are technically asleep.
-10. What's the point of me doing a
-10.
perception check?
Because you can... No,
Yeah, uh-huh.
considering how sated you are from the night before, no, you do not wake up to the
Okay.
smell of blood.
I was just curious.
Now the next question is, Gwynsarda, what are you doing?
-6 on your perception.
I think freaking out might be the correct answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tra- who's next for watch?
Cyranox and Ophi.
Yeah.
Ophi. Okay. I'm gonna go wake Ophi up and said, you need to take watch now, and I'm gonna head off into the woods for a minute by myself.
What? No, don't stop.
No, I've got to go deal with something. I'm gonna be sick here, so I just need you to take the watch. I'll be back. I'll be all right. I just gotta. I don't want to be in front of anyone.
You gotta go in the woods real
Okay.
quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go throw up. I'm all right.
Do I see the blood on her?
Give me a perception check. And do you have dark vision?
I
Because the
don't
fire's
have dark
embers.
vision.
The fire's embers at this point, so you notice something wet, but considering the fact that she's saying that she needs to go to the woods to go be sick, you're thinking maybe she's already thrown up a little bit and just kind of wants to go finish doing it out away from camp.
Sure.
So, Gwen, what are you doing?
I'm just heading off by myself and trying to do some thinking of what the hell I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Alright.
Is Nyx doing her watch by herself at the end?
No.
It's Nixon Gallopin.
Oh, okay. All right.
Send some up early, I guess. I'll poke Cyranox and be like, get up! Get up!
Okay. I'm up. I'm up.
5 more minutes.
Please.
Alright, I need perception checks from the both of you.
Oh boy.
I'm just gonna be right back.
Perception Dragon Eyes, guide me. Nope.
Same roll. It's pretty impressive, actually.
The
I'm
night is
alright.
quiet. You've got your typical evening sounds, but other than that, your watch ends fairly quietly. Gwentarda comes back at some point during the night, during your shift.
I've cleaned myself up and put something around the neck so no one can see the bite.
Ah, where'd you go?
It
Did
caught
you drop?
Go get bit by a vampire.
Mom. It
No.
wasn't on your neck. It was
Where
like
is it?
it's like vice on your shoulder.
The clavicle.
Like you got
Mhm.
it, yeah. So,
So I
that is
put my
actually
cloak
really
over me.
easy to hide.
So I put my cloak over and I said, "I'm feeling better. I'm okay. I was sick. I'm all right." At least I
Too
fucking
much
hope.
wine.
Yeah, those berries they didn't agree with me.
Oh, I still got 3 bottles. Thank you for reminding me.
You're not getting drunk on shift.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So- Your watch ends without issue. Who's next? I believe it was
You're not gonna nix.
Yelaka and Nyx.
Now. Do I smell blood?
Faintly.
Okay. Can I smell it coming off of Gwen or just around? Because everybody's probably bloodied at some point.
Kind of around, but it smells a little bit sharper. Almost like it was kind of tinged with fear.
Oh. Everything we kill has some sort of fear. That's fine. Whatever.
That's my favorite Cabernet.
That's the most delicate of wines. Of blood, sorry. What? You want another perception check?
No.
With these nasty
yes,
eyes?
no, sorry. Yes, I need your 2 perception checks, please.
Black and now I'm nervous.
Oh, Jesus.
Rip.
My best.
Well, you're in luck because
Ah,
nothing happens.
I'm busy
Dawn breaks.
writing boots.
Dawn breaks as much as dawn breaks here in Barovia. And you guys set out again. Make it to about here before you rest again for the night. And that night, nothing else seems to happen.
And the boots can do this, and you can teleport, and it's gonna be super cool when I get to them. Talking to Nyx.
Oh yes, that's right. I forgot he fucking wanted to give me boots of what?
Boots of the Winding Path.
Boots of the Winding Path. I'm
As
curious.
soon as we get to town.
As soon as we get to town. Nyx will also let Ophi know that the bond that they share is done as of tonight.
She just gets hit by a wave of just disgusting smut thoughts before, just like
Oh,
she's
boy.
making fun of you,
Jesus Christ.
like just vile.
Like the whole time this is happening, Nyx is just glaring at Ophi like, I swear to fucking God. Never fucking again. This is what I get. This is what I get.
But the evening of that second day, you guys make it to Krezk.
Oh yes, down here.
Going to move us back to a map of Krezk.
Actually, that the night before, could I just speak to Nyx?
Absolutely.
Are you hungry?
No, I found a feeding source for at least one time, so.
Wait. Who?
Actually, it was Ophi. And I'm not doing that ever again.
So she knows.
She questioned me if I knew, why Strahd was so fond of me. I have no reason to hide it. Just if people don't ask, I don't tell.
Fair enough. I just walk away.
Perfect. And scene.
Fantastic. You approach the gates, and considering that this time you have a cart full of wine,
How mad
the
would they
gates
be if...
open.
Oh.
You want to finish that?
I was just gonna say, how mad would they be if I just slammed the wine cart into their door? Technically, it's a
Probably
delivery.
pretty pissed because this is the cart they use to cart wine to other places as well.
I was asking about I'm more of the people of the town, but that's okay.
You're
Let's just say
more
like that.
likely to ruin the cart.
A shame. Okay. I'm not doing it.
Thank God. You. Sorry. You,
You to
the
bottle.
gates open in front of you, and you are able to enter the town of Krezk. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, gray cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage.
Well, I guess this is where we stay for some time.
Maybe.
Oh wait, we have to go check on our friends that we left here.
Yeah.
Yes, your
Yeah.
friends who are at the abbey.
Where is
Irina.
Abby?
It's up here.
Isaac and
Go to
Irina.
Abby.
Isaac and Irina. Yep. It's up all the way over here.
You are met by the burgomaster before you guys start
yes,
heading
yes.
off to the abbey. You
Yes.
are met by the burgomaster.
Sup, bitch? No.
We have a track record with burgomasters.
Haha.
Wait, we do? What happened?
The
Continue.
No, go ahead. I would love to hear the answer to this, Nyx. What happened?
No, I just say we've met some. And they are
Oh,
at
yes,
the other
yes,
town.
very true. Very true.
We've
Man.
met lovely man, lovely wife, lovely children.
Are we
Yes, they
not
lost
gonna
their
talk
heads
about
over
what
it.
happened?
You mean how they are currently still sleeping in their home after that festival of whatever festival they were having?
You want to roll a deception check on that one?
Got a little
Oh,
wild,
dear.
you know.
God.
Are you rolling that? Are you rolling that against the DM?
Hey, Cyranox!
I'll take it. It's like, okay. Well, it's odd that you would
Cyranox,
say that they're sleeping,
Cyranox,
but okay.
you want to give me an insight check
I'm
anyway?
not gonna. Why not? Nope.
Alright, yeah, no, as far as you know, nothing untoward happened.
I find it very weird that you're describing that they're sleeping, but good to know that they're safe.
Yes, they're just getting
Ophi,
their rest.
considering the fact that you were there, the way Nyx is telling this, even that sounds convincing. Like, maybe you didn't quite remember it quite right. But you're 90% sure it went down the way it actually went down, with them just chopping this poor woman's head in half.
She lost
had a
her
copy.
head over it, so, you know.
God.
Okay.
No, Mom, no. No dad jokes.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, don't get ahead
No
of yourself.
dad jokes.
Too late.
Alright. Okay. And he comes up and requests for a couple wineskins from the Mardikovs, who immediately hand a couple over. And he glances at you all and offers for you all to join him at one of the town's homes. That it is a joyous occasion. That a woman is bringing new life into the world. And that you are all very welcome to come join them in that celebration.
Will there be more drinks?
Of course.
Alcohol, you say. Very well.
Considered. We have
I have some things I gotta take care of here too.
we have some things to take care of first, all of us, before we join for a live birth.
When I say that she's crowning, that child is going to be born within the next 15 minutes max.
Oh!
That's
Alcohol,
Which is
you
why
say.
it is very fortuitous that you all arrived with the wine.
You know, the Surgeon General warns against these kinds of things.
This is before we had standards.
He's kind of like walking backwards as he's speaking. So if you guys are going to follow him, you need to do so now.
Oh,
I'm
fine.
following him.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
might as well.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Sure.
You're lucky.
you are brought inside of the house, and you are hailed as the heroes that brought the celebratory liquids with them.
Yeah.
I don't like how it sounds.
I've had worse titles.
And
I'm the master of fluids. Wait.
you were wow.
Nani?
You have conversations with these people, and they're all joyous and excited about, a child is born. This is it's an exciting thing for a village this small. It's
Anytime somebody tries to approach Nyx to talk to her, she's just like weirdly glaring at them with her like blind looking eyes until they leave her alone, and then she'll go back to sipping wine.
you have effectively creeped out everybody
Perfect.
in that room within the first two people that tried to come over to talk to you.
Perfect.
And then
Don't
there was
fucking talk to
whispers of, is that woman a demon? Is she going to...
I'm
What-
here for the child. Sorry, I need young flesh to live. I'm kidding. I'm not saying.
Do you
Lord.
actually say
No.
that?
No. Are you fucking joking? No,
But
she's not gonna
commit-
say that. No, Nyx just wants to drink her wine in peace, leaning against a wall. That's all.
Okay. One of the women bustles out of the birthing room, takes a look to see who's out there, takes a look at Nyx, notices the kind of glassy eyes, looks at Gwensarda and Ophi, and asks, "Can one of the two of you, or perhaps both of you, come and help me?"
I could try. I could try.
Her eyes zero in down.
Opie's not here right now, Maddie.
Ophi's not here. Was
5
that
minutes.
a BRB in
Yeah.
Discord?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if you need a woman to help, I can help.
Can
Not
you
exact-
see?
I mean, I can see that you're looking at me.
I'm a midwife, young lady. And when eyes look like that, you're typically blind.
Well, I still have some sight left in me, I guess. Not
Then,
much.
if you're willing to help, come along.
Let's
and-
put everybody and then help with the birth. Nice. Yeah. Get me in at that child. Let's go. She'll give her wine to Crom.
Why did she want my
So
help?
I follow.
What?
So
with Nick.
Gwensarda's going in as well.
Yeah, I follow him with Nick.
I go down on one knee and I talk to Yelak and sorry, you guys do your thing. We'll have this RP later.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you guys want, you guys can type it while we do this verbally, if that would be acceptable to JT, or I can finish this and then we will just kind of like reverse time, do your RP thing, and then
Supercut.
everything all catches up.
No,
to itself.
we can type it.
Yeah.
You two are brought into the birthing room, and it's a fairly typical setup. There's a bowl with warm water. The one side, towels. The mother on the bed, very, very pregnant. It's then that you realize that beyond the pregnant woman, the only other woman that had been in this room was the midwife. There is nobody else in here.
Oh.
And then the midwife just kind of starts firing off instructions and requests for you. It's fairly simple things like she has you guys help her keep this woman calm, for one. Also helps with dabbing her forehead with sweat, getting towels, getting water. It's the really basic things, and it's very quick fire, and it takes about 5 minutes after you guys get in there for the child to be born. And I need you both to give me insight checks.
Ooh.
Cool. So, you both realize that even though the child is breathing, the child is not crying. And you watch as the midwife, while she is cleaning the child, gives a quick sign that you both identify as a religious blessing. And then she hands the child off to the mother. Do either of you ask about it?
What have you named them?
The
That's
mother of
the
the
book.
child,
Getting back.
Welcome
as
back.
I quickly open this back up, lets you know that this healthy baby boy, his name is Suraz, and that her name is Diminiski.
Jesus Christ.
I ain't gonna remember that, but cool, thanks, lady.
That's okay. But do you
She-
ask about the child not crying?
I mean, some childs cry, some do not. Should the father not be here?
Oh, he is. He's just in the other room.
You didn't
But
want him here for
should
the
we
birth.
not-
He
Why would
passed
you-
out the moment his wife gripped his hand too hard.
Oh,
I see. So you're just a little strangers here? Is there not anyone from her family that could have been in here instead of us? I'm
It's
assuming
then
you're
that
talking
you-
to the
Yeah.
midwife.
It's then that you remember that most of the people that were in the other room were men. who seem to have all have been there to congratulate the husband, who was passed out in a chair.
Congratulations on your child.
Gwynsarda, you've been on the streets long enough from your life before that you know for a fact that the first time a child comes out of the womb and is birthed, it should be crying. Because it is confused, it is cold, and it does not know where it is. And this child is not crying. But the child is alive, the child is breathing, the child's nursing, and none of it. No cry, nothing. This child has not even uttered a whimper.
You seem very fortunate that your child's not crying. Usually they do, from what I've seen before.
Yes,
I look at the midwife. Is there something concerning here?
this child doesn't have a soul.
What the fuck?
Pardon me.
This child does not have a soul.
And how do you know that?
It's not crying.
And that's your reasoning? Because it didn't cry, it doesn't have a soul? How about I slap the baby? We'll see whether it cries or not.
Oh, Gwen.
Are you okay?
A little wine drunk.
Ma'am, I need you to understand. I have been the midwife in this town for years. Some babies cry, and those babies have a soul, and some babies don't cry, and those ones don't. I have watched them grow up. Those with souls tend to generally be decent people. Those without souls tend to be, well, not.
So why are you letting it live?
Because it is still a child.
I see. I look
And
at Nick and I turn and walk away. Not my concern.
Damn.
I'll go out and get a glass of wine.
all right.
Next is gonna ask one insensitive question to the woman before she leaves. Not even she's not even paying attention again to the midwife. She's like, fuck off. Is the child his?
His? You mean my husband's?
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations. And she'll leave.
Congratulations, you won.
The
Nice.
midwife walks out to go wake up the husband. Jesus Christ. And you are all kind of ushered out of the house, along with everybody else for that matter. It's now time for just the family to get to know each other, rest, and be with each other. At that point, the burgomaster approaches you all. You mentioned that you had business. Is there something that I would be able to help with?
Yulakin pulls out his blueprints. It's like, I've been working on this. If you could help me find the parts for it.
Well, it looks like you need some leather, basic wood. We have a cobbler in town. He also works as a leather maker. He might have the
That'll
things
work.
that you need.
That'll work. And then I need this is gonna sound weird, but like Nyx's foot measurements. But I guess you can't really do that one. That was
I cannot help you with that one.
okay with that. Give me them feet.
Yeah, you ask the Burgomaster Nix's foot measurements.
Nyx, when the Burgomaster shows up, like, how big them feet? Nyx, like, you wanna die? You finna die?
Finna catch these hands, son. Let's go.
You wanna try that again before I punch you directly in the face?
Okay, and I guess that's about it. And then I will skip along. I will take a long look at Nix's feet and like just go like this, like write down my estimates, and then go to the cobbler.
Do you want me to take off my boot? Do you want the boot? Do you want the boots?
What's in the box?
I'll find other
Yes.
shoes.
Yes.
Perhaps then you might rest as our guest. And then you don't have to worry about finding other footwear. If that would be acceptable for you. Your friends are staying up with the abbot in the abbey. So you can go see them in the morning. The abbey is going to be closing in about an hour for the day, and then it'll reopen again in the morning.
Well, I'll go to the inn and I don't relax there and give Ilakin my boots and ask Gwen if she would like to sit and drink and talk with her for a bit.
Sure. Sounds good.
Elakin goes off with the cobbler.
Sure, excellent. So, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm just kind of chilling around.
Actually, I should be asking the Burgomaster about information on the Vampire Lord himself.
Okay. What do you have questions specifically, and I can tell you if he can answer.
Known weaknesses. Oh Jesus, I didn't prepare this.
That's okay. I will give you a little bit of time to figure it out. Cyranox, what are you doing?
Just kind of. You said we're in the abbey.
No. You're headed towards the Burgomaster's house.
Okay.
And then you guys are going to basically spend the evening there as guests of the Burgomaster.
Guess we'll just.
While Yalakin makes Nyx a new pair of shoes.
You know, I'm gonna go be Lakin's bodyguard. Let's go.
All right, so you're headed to the cobbler with Yalakin.
Yeah.
By the way, normally, it's not often that you're in the vicinity for a birth, Jordy.
Mm-hmm.
But the few times that you had this distinct feeling of joy and euphoria that kind of just permeated everything, that was missing. Child was born, he was a healthy baby boy, but there was no joy as if there were something there.
Seems normal to me.
Yeah.
Does not faze Crom.
Congrats to the baby. Now get out.
Welcome to Orcish life. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that.
No, it's all good.
I kind of like put it as like on a mental note. It's like, I'm gonna have to ask Nixon Tarda about that later.
Baby. No soul. Done.
There you go.
All right. So, Nyx, Gwen Sarda, Ophi, what are you doing? Is he back? Yes.
Kind of. We summoned the.
Ophi's just gonna go with the girls.
All right, cool. So you guys get to the Burgomaster's house, and you're let in, and the three girls sit down to have tea with the Burgomaster's wife, who she looks like she is preparing to go travel.
By the way, Nyx, that Minotaur thing, totally true and a lot of fun.
Yes, and
Minotaur thing?
Okay.
You have my interest?
Don't even ask. I don't even remember what was said at that point. I'm trying
No,
to block it
you-
all from my brain.
You remember vividly, but
Ugh.
you want to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. I don't know what you're talking about.
She just waggles her eyebrows at you.
Love it. Prom.
Hmm.
In answer to the ones that you sent me.
Yes.
As he's escorting Cyronox and Yalakin to the cobbler, I'm assuming you're walking along with him asking these questions?
Yes.
Okay. So he tells you that as far as he knows, I think this is in general Barovian knowledge. Because each section has, like, this is the general knowledge that these people know. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Alright. So he tells you kind of like the basics, right? He's a vampire, so he can't really enter a dwelling unless he's invited. Running water burns a vampire like acid, and sunlight would possibly cause a vampire to burst into flames. There's been no proof of that last bit, but they're not sure. They're running on the assumption that's kind of what everybody seems to know. And all agree on that if you put a vampire in direct sunlight, it's gonna burst into flames.
Okay, so the common knowledge stuff. All right, makes sense.
He also mentions that the vampire must rest in its coffin during the day, but he's not sure how true that is. Because there's been reports of sightings of Strahd in the middle of the day. But he's not sure if those are rumors, people mistaking somebody else for Strahd, or what. So he tells you not to 100% believe that one. He tells you that he doesn't have any books on vampires, but he might have some books of arcane nature in his personal library, which isn't huge, but he might have something. He's really not sure. He couldn't tell you off the top of his head. It's one of those, you're welcome to come look through my collection.
I will willingly do so.
And then he tells you that he's not sure if he has a spare map, but he absolutely has a map that you would be able to copy.
Excellent.
If you wanted to take the time.
Yeah.
We're talking like this to copy the map that he has, because it's the world map that I keep moving you guys to move between locations.
Mm-hmm.
To copy that is going to take you 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm more than willing to take the time. I'm more than willing to take the time. It's just as long as the group is sticking around for said time.
Yep, no worries. This was one of those, like, I wanted to let you know that it's going to take you 8 hours to do it.
Yep. Gotcha.
Anyway.
And then, as for bestiary, he tells you he knows for sure that he does not have anything like that.
Okay.
And by that point, you guys are back at the house. Like, about the time that he started telling you about the books of the arcane nature and you're welcome to his library, you guys had dropped Yalakin and Cyronox off at the cobbler's and were walking back to the burgomaster's house.
Basically, I'm just gonna go with him.
Okay. Then he immediately walks back into the house, removes his boots, requests that you do the same, and then at which point he looks down at your feet. Are you wearing boots?
Nope.
He grabs a cloth off the side of, like, there's a cloth hanging on the side, like on a hook next to the door, and he hands it to you. Wipe your feet off, please.
Fine. I grab it, start wiping my feet off.
Like, he's not doing it to be rude, it's just they have, like, him and his wife like to keep things clean.
I would normally object, but I'm getting learned, bitch.
And then after that is done, he takes you up to his personal library where you were able to spend the time looking at books and copying this map.
Excellent. So I'm assuming there isn't anything of actual like meat for me to have in those books, like spell wise.
Give me a D100 roll.
You gonna learn today.
Bitch is
Indeed.
gonna learn today.
Woohoo!
All right. It is a very, very small book. Thin. You recognize it immediately as a spell book. Inside of this spell book. Give me 1 second, because I actually want to tell you spells that you have access.
Yep.
As I quickly head to D&D Beyond.
It's D&D. I can access 3rd level spells now.
Up to 3rd level? Okay.
Mhm.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Alright, so it doesn't seem like these, there's no rhyme or, not reason, but like there's no set, my god, words.
Matter?
Order is the one I wanted. Fuck. There's no set order to what is here. Okay? There is a spell in there. What languages do you speak?
Common and Orcish.
All right. So this is actually written in a language that you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell it to you because you're going to have to go find who speaks this language.
Would I be able to decipher the language, I should ask?
You might. Didn't you take something that allowed you to do that?
I have Identify, but I'm assuming that's not going to help
Nope.
me.
No, I thought you took a language skill.
Comprehend language, maybe?
No, I don't have Comprehend Language.
No worries. That's okay. You'll be able to find somebody in this party who speaks it, because there is somebody in this party who... The list is Dawn,
Okay.
Arcane Eye,
Arcane Eye.
Summon Greater Demon,
Oh, dear God. Okay.
Chain Lightning, Investiture of Stone.
Investiture.
Yep. Of Stone.
Good old school.
Okay.
And there's one more. You should be able to freaking cast it because Roland could cast it. Because I love giving people this. You also have Leomund's Tiny Hut.
Oh,
Leomund.
that's
What a
Yep,
good spell.
I can actually cast that one.
Okay. I know. This is a spell book full of high-level spells. If you try and cast them from the spell book, there is a chance the spell will fail.
Yep.
Okay? And if you don't have the required spell slots for it, it is a very high chance that it will fail and could blow back in your face and potentially hurt a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Just heads up and warning.
Okay.
So,
So
that's the list. But you need to find somebody to translate it for you.
okay. Can I discern the language that it's in?
Did you read from the journal that you guys found at the
At the what?
The only person that read it was
Did.
Ophi and Nix.
Ophi?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, you've seen Nyx write in this language before.
Oh.
Elven?
Vampiric.
Oh, edgy.
So, the guys are doing their thing. Ladies. V, I saw your message. I will let you do that in a second.
Yep.
Before we do that, you are sitting down to have tea with the burgomaster's wife. She's in the process of kind of bustling around, packing up to go on the journey. It is so nice that you were all able to bring wine to the town. Getting a little bit worried that something happened to the Martikovs. I hope you didn't run into anything too extraneous.
The giant walking trees count as extraneous.
Do
A
druids
giant-
and little needle blades count as well?
Oh my. Are you all alright?
I mean, we're standing here, sitting here, drinking here.
Well, of course, but I... Of course.
Are we the least sociable people? Like, hello?
You really are!
I don't
Yeah,
touch shit.
I see you packing. Where are you heading up to?
Well, actually, while you were gone, my husband had mentioned that you had arrived and we took in 2 of your compatriots. While you were gone, one of our sons passed away, but the abbot, Lords bless the abbot was able to bring him back, and all he asked in return was a wedding dress, but my wedding dress isn't any good, and so I am headed to Valaki, actually, to get a new wedding dress. Because we don't have a seamstress here with the talent required.
Well, you don't have to travel for that. You can just take this one. Nyx will, like, rummage through her bag a little bit to pull out the dress she grabbed from the last burgomaster's house. I don't know what to do with it. I don't even know why I grabbed it. I just felt the need, I guess.
Oh, if he just looks down into her cup and says nothing.
It's so quiet now.
Sorry, I was just there's. This is actually kind of a long special event that happens here, and I was just reading on the information because it gives you like a lot of background information about like what happens if.
Oh. Actually, I stole it on God's request.
Well, this actually saves us quite a bit. Thank you. You're heading up tomorrow to go to the Abbey to go see your friends.
Yes.
Is that right? Well, if you're heading up that way, then perhaps you could deliver it at the same time then, and I will write a letter stating to the fact. I would much prefer to stay here and take care of my son, who is still recovering from the resurrection. So,
Okay. I mean, we're going up there anyway.
I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And with that, Nyx, you
Yes.
mentioned that you wanted to get Gwen Sourdough alone. She kind of just she takes the dress from you, kind of gives it a small sniff, and then immediately takes it to go wash it
We've been
because
traveling.
it smells of musk and like Lord knows what. And she really doesn't think delivering a dress that smells awful to the abbot would be a great idea.
I mean, I didn't do anything to it. I just
No,
grabbed it.
it's nothing that anybody did to it. It's just the travel with it not really in a proper traveling way. It
Yeah.
won't take her long. It'll just take her it'll take her the rest of the day to wash the dress and then get it all hung up and it'll smell nice and you guys can take it off with her.
Okay.
With you.
Uh-huh.
So you wish to get Gwen alone.
Well, Gwen
Or able
asked to be
you
alone.
do notice before you continue on with that. As you finish this conversation and she walks off with the dress, Crom and the burgomaster arrive back and immediately head up the stairs to the burgomaster's personal library.
All we see is them heading upstairs. Well, I guess Crom has made a new friend.
He can make
That-
friends?
I was just going to say that, Ophi. That's surprising.
When there's something
Get
he
learned,
wants.
bitch.
Fantastic.
Brom doesn't actually say that. That's just me. Sorry.
No, you're perfect. You're good. So the two of you are able to find time to be alone now, so desire.
Gwen, you asked to talk, so
I did. What the hell do you think about this no soul of this baby? That's the first thing.
some people have strange mindsets. That's
I
all.
think it's anything we need to worry about.
I mean, it'll become something to worry about when it needs to become something to worry about. Unless you'd like to go kill the child now, though I don't think that would be in our best interest.
At this point, I agree. There's something else happened when I was on watch last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
3
seen
nights ago.
you 3 nights ago, and I've seen you when you're fighting. You're using blood, and I pull my shirt away and I show her the bite
What
you
bite?
have in the shirt. It's healed.
Yep.
That's a very pleasant shoulder.
I see. I was bitten.
By what?
I believe a werewolf.
Hmm.
Things that the party is glad they're talking about while Cyranox is not there.
Yep.
I saw Jordy be like, excuse me? Cyranox's cleric
Fucking
I stop,
anti.
Tingling.
I stop you locking. I feel something unholy among us.
I feel a disturbance in the force.
You said that before.
You say that
It's
a
not-
lot.
It's not the first time you've said that.
Like, yeah, I can continue the RP.
Sorry, continue.
Oh,
So
3 nights. Okay, 3 nights ago. So you have
by
time
my
before the next full moon to see if it actually takes effect, but more than likely it will take effect. And if you attack any of us,
I will kill you.
uh, I've been
Thank you.
trained to kill you, actually. So
because that is a fear. I don't want to go back to my home like this. and
I'm
attack my
afraid
family.
if the full moon takes effect and you are a werewolf,
Do you know? Do you know anything about this? Give me an idea how to deal with this.
lock yourself up every full moon. Don't attack your friends.
Want to give me a history check?
Don't bite other people. I have a fucking shit history. I know nothing. I have a 0 in history.
Okay, look, don't.
Never mind.
Look, I was just about to say, just don't roll a 1, everything will be fine. You recall that there is a sect within the Blood Hunters that deals specifically with lycanthropy.
Yeah.
And that while the rest of the Blood Hunters from the Church of Castalia actually do, they kind of run herd on this group, for the most part, this group doesn't turn on anybody else.
That is if they can control it.
But that comes with training.
And,
And this is
So-
something you are aware of and have some knowledge of.
I
It's
guess
not.
what I'm asking you is, I've seen you using blood on your weapons as a damage fighter. I'm going to try to control this. But if I don't, between you and Crom, I'm going to trust that you'll take me out. I'm not going to live this way if I can't control it.
That is a deal I can make.
Thank
That
you.
is also. I will try my best to train you in some ways, but it's not something that I'm a part of. I am a completely different line, but I
But is there
can.
not a base with both blood hunters?
Sorry?
Is there not a same issue
There are.
as a blood?
There's the Order of the Lycan, there is Order of the Ghost Slayer. There are many orders among the Blood Hunters, but Order of the Lycan is not something I'm a part of. It's not really something I've met with either, but I can teach you basics. And
We'll start there.
possibly maybe buying yourself some chains in case nights happen. 'Cause they'll happen.
That sounds like a plan. We'll see what we can do in the morning.
For,
Feel
3
free
days
to
ago
share
was
this
it?
with Karan.
Yes. 3
Yeah, 3
days
days.
ago was your
3
bit?
days.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then, mark the days.
Yep. Feel free to share this with Karan. But let's
Oh,
keep it
I'll
between the
share
three
it
of us
with him.
for now.
Of course.
Mm. Thank you.
Back to our tea, I guess. I wanted
to
more
our tea.
wine.
I want wine.
If you guys mention that you would like something stronger, she is more than happy to provide it for you.
Can I just look around the room
Hell
idly
yeah.
while she's doing a wedding dress thing?
I mean, sure, give me a perception check.
I make a mistake of asking to use my eyes every time.
You're gonna learn one of these days, I swear. You find a wineskin hanging just next to the pantry, actually.
Perfect. Opening and smelling it.
It still smells good.
Perfect.
Doesn't smell like it's being used for cooking stuff.
Oh, it's cooking wine?
No,
I mean,
it doesn't smell like
Oh.
it's being used for cooking, which means it hasn't gone sour yet.
Perfect. Anybody want some
So
wine?
it's not vinegar.
Anybody want some wine?
I'd love some wine.
Perfect. Ophi, wine?
No, I'm good. I like the tea.
Okay.
You hear from the crossway. I don't need wine. I have books.
You hear somewhere upstairs, I don't need wine, I have books. At which point then the burgomaster comes back down, notices that you have your hand around the wineskin, and pulls out a small selection of wine glasses for you guys to drink from.
Fancy.
I offered him wine as well, but he seems more interested in the books than any sort of drinking.
Yeah, he's a big old nerd.
I would not have expected it, given his size.
Right?
But
I punch
will
my
admit,
face through the floor. Sorry.
Jesus.
Push what?
Heard you talking shit.
Oh my god, if only that was possible. And then he pours himself a glass and sits down with you, and it's idle conversation. You know, he's basically kind of asking you guys where you're from, and you know, to tell him things that you guys would have done from like where you're from, and he's just kind of interested to know more about you. And it doesn't seem to be for any malicious reason other than he just seems genuinely curious. You've brought wine to his town, you've helped, ultimately you were minorly coerced into helping, but you helped birth a child. He noticed the wedding dress as he was coming in, so you've already helped his wife, and his wife doesn't have to leave at the risk of, being hurt on the journey.
He would just
And-
let her go alone?
Well, no, she would have been going with, sorry, I gotta find this. She'd have been going with 2 guards and some others who were volunteering to go with her to help protect her, but, I mean, this town's not very big, and we don't have very much in the way of a fighting force.
Understandable.
And you can't really leave a town without a governor, for as long as it takes us to get there and back. So I wouldn't have been able
Well-
to go with her.
You know,
None of my children are old enough to govern in my stead.
That's
If this
their
were
own
a
fault.
few years later, that would be a different story.
do you know the governor in Milwaukee?
I know of him. We've exchanged letters on occasion, and beyond that, I can't say I do. Why?
Well, I met his son, or someone claiming to be his son. He seems to be of the arcane type.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. He was weird. Cage. He had a room full of undead skeletal cats.
Oh yes, I have one of
Oh,
those.
you mean like the one that's up around your friend's neck?
Yeah, you know, you'd figure you get used to that kind of stuff, but it slips out of your mind, and then you look back at her and you don't even, and then it moves, and you're just like, why? Why? What is wrong with you? Why is it around her neck? Why do you keep that thing? Why can't I find a bunch of holy water to burn it?
She's quite pleasant.
Because I was about to say, because it's not harming anybody. It's
Right.
a pet. Nothing. It's nothing more than a pet.
Quick question, because does the cat disappear? Because I would have like smited this thing millennia ago.
That cat stays the fuck away from you.
Okay.
Like,
She,
it will
her name
crawl-
is
As far as I know, I don't know exists, right?
Yeah, no, you have
Okay.
no idea that this cat is with you. Like, it crawls into Nyx's bag and then becomes super still anytime you are around.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
If you kill my cat, I kill you.
I'm not gonna kill your cat.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying
not you.
you're a weirdo.
I have a fascination with death. I apologize.
I apologize for anybody watching me do that on cam. I take antibiotics and it tastes.
Ew.
I have a slight case of the hiccups that I'm working through too. So we're
All I
just
heard was the
over
hiccup, and
here.
I was like, oh.
Uh,
I have
well-
a slight case of the hiccups at the moment.
with us here, we're going to kind of hand wave to the next morning, and we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be back at 9 o'clock.
Woo!
8 o'clock.
Anybody who's watching,
Yes.
Not for them.
It's an,
I'm sorry, I
it's
forgot.
yeah, way over the time difference.
I forget. Okay.
It's okay.
It's that maple syrup time.
to anybody who's watching, stick around. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we will continue on as our party heads up towards the Abbey to go talk with Irina and Ismark.
Izek. Ismark. I thought it was Izek. Nope.
Nope.
Ismark.
You all killed Isaac.
I can look like Izek.
Listen, he
Because he locked Nyx in a fucking room filled with dolls that looked like her.
She deserved it. He deserved it.
Anyway, we will be back in
Absolutely.
about 10 minutes, so stick around, guys. There's a little bit more we're going to get through tonight before we call session for the week. So,
Woo.
we'll be right back.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I live my life on the run. I say I'm not giving up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. In a similar way, I feel I'm losing my conscience. Traveling for days without my knowledge of provenance. Throughout my life, you called me a renegade. Oh, wow. Through all my lows, you said we could start again, but I'm a renegade of your love. Oh, but I'm a renegade of your love. Renegade of your love.
Been on the streets a few months. I'm trying to pick myself up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. And although my flaws had dragged me down on the coldest night, I'm still kicking around. Then I saw you back before my time was shortened. No, throughout my life you called me a renegade. Oh, throughout my loves you said we could start again, but I'm a renegade of your love.
giggling over that, fine. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's still just funny.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking around with us for our break. We are all ready to go, and it is a new day in Barovia. You were all put up at shit.
It's a weird
Sorry.
tavern.
Yeah, I know. I accidentally minimized the Zoom call,
Whoops.
and then remembered I'm not streaming, and it doesn't matter if I have it up anyway.
There you go.
Anyway, so it's a new day. Yalakin and Cyranox, you guys come back to the Burgomaster's house. Yalakin, give me a
Hi.
percentage roll, please. So D100.
Percentage roll.
D100, please.
Okay.
It took you 10 hours to do these boots.
Jesus.
That's a lot of time.
God, you didn't
If he had
roll
rolled, I was gonna
91.
say, if he had rolled a 71, would you have said that's gonna take you 72 hours? Good luck.
No,
Oh.
the higher he rolled, the less time it would have taken him.
Oh, okay.
4
I
years
was
later,
like-
we come back.
That's,
and
that's
the
like
boots.
that's an odd place to make that line.
I was like,
Like, no, if he, so just for your guys' information, for this one specifically, had he rolled a 1, it literally would have taken him 24 hours. He'd have gotten back to the Burgomaster's house
Oh.
with the boots uncompleted.
okay.
Rip.
Had he rolled the 100, it would have taken him a mere 3 hours to get it done.
Oh, okay.
Ha!
But he rolled a 10, so it took him 10 hours.
That's not bad.
And that is mostly because he got the size wrong the first time. Despite
I
having
accidentally
Nyx's
did my-
boots, You did. You accidentally
did
made
my
them
size.
halfling sized, and then realized,
Hold
shit.
on.
I just autopiloted it because I'm used to making stuff for me.
Please,
I-
shoot
I'm
off
back
me.
with Boots of the Winding Path for Nyx.
I've looked them up and it doesn't say I have to attune to them, but do I have to attune to them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Well, I'm just
I-
like looking to see, like, fix it on my Roll20 thing, and it's just not.
Yeah,
giving
no.
me it.
I know it says that you don't have to. I'm making the DM ruling that because this is something you've never encountered before, yes, you have to.
Okay.
It also says requires attunement on D&D Beyond.
Does it? I'm just like,
Yes.
it just went straight to my inventory, so that's why I'm like, what the heck?
Don't you
Yeah,
start?
it says-
Don't you start quoting D&D Beyond at me?
I sent the link to you on Roll20.
Yes, I saw. I'll click it later again.
I will hand these off to. Excuse me. I will hand these off to Nyx and say, here, I made them, and they're nice. It's nice leather boots. It's got some. You see some like runic etchings on the soles.
Oh. Well, thank you. I'll, what do they do?
You can teleport in a spot that you've already walked this round.
Oh. Okay. And she'll put them on and start the attunement. Can I attune and walk in them at the same time?
Yes.
Cool.
It's like breaking them in.
Breaking them in.
Yeah.
They're a little bit stiff at the beginning, but, I mean, that's to be expected. It's a new pair of boots.
Mhm.
Hope you like them. Alright, he walks off and
So it did. Nyx. Okay, so if we fast forwarded to the next day, I'm assuming Nyx and Crom met up and talked to each other because I have a book for you to read and you have things to tell me if you want to tell me.
Oh, yes.
Then I excuse my hand waving. You guys can do that.
Perfect.
You don't have your boots yet.
Yeah, still bare feet. Well, not bare feet. Sucks, but you know.
I'm still bare feet.
Fork foot.
Orc foot.
Okay.
So I meet up.
Mhm.
So Nyx,
Yes.
I found this book. It's written in a language I don't know, but I assume you do. I hand it to her.
Okay. I'll Oh, I ripped it. I'll take a quick look at it.
You are able to translate it. And as you start reading the spell out loud for him,
Well, stop. Once I realize it's a
Hang on.
spell.
you don't really realize it's a spell because it's got that archaic or arcanic language to it.
Okay.
Okay? So you're not at first you don't realize it's a spell. Crumb, you know immediately that this is a spell.
Hmm.
Not just
Alright.
because you know it's a spell book, but as soon as Nick starts reading it, that the arcanic words immediately trigger you that, oh, this is a spell. And you probably shouldn't be reading it out loud.
No, she could. You can read this out loud, but if you don't have the components to cast it, or the knowledge to understand how to cast it, it's fine. It takes someone with a skill like mine to really understand how to pull it out of the book.
Okay, she'll keep reading.
Okay.
You damned us all.
Hey, Bee,
Yeah.
wanna give me a percentile roll, please?
Yeah, you
Oh
got
god damn it.
You damned us all again.
It's
This is-
not as bright as it should be. But this room is almost like, you know when dawn is just starting and it's like bathing everything in that warm orange glow?
Mm-hmm.
This room is full of orange glow.
Yeah, something to show the cast there.
I'm just like,
From where I'm working on the boots, I
just
look over.
right.
That's
If
dawn
I need-
already?
I need to write down all those spells. I'm assuming it's a spell book.
I was
Oh.
kind of standing there just like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to know.
You guys aren't even here. The two of you
No.
are still at the cobblers.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cobblers.
Okay.
Is that dawn already?
Do you
My idiot
have
sense is
a
going off.
spare? I swear to God, you don't get your ass kicked. You have spare paper? I don't carry paper on me, Crom.
Shit, how much paper do I have, actually? Ooh,
I
let me
don't
go
know,
to-
but you have a spell book.
I have a spell book, but still, I need the ink and the paper to translate, and...
You should still have plenty. You guys bought a whole bunch when you were in Valaki.
That's fair.
Like-
So...
Right, the English
That was
version
the
of
first
in the
thing you
book.
went looking for.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I just handed my book, my spell book, and I'm just like, write it in here, and in common, so I can understand it.
I mean, I can write it in Orc, I can write it in Common, I can write it in Vampiric, I can write it in Abyssal.
Orcish, preferably. Everything in that book is in Orcish,
Perfect.
by the way.
Orcish it is. While Nyx is, like, just copying back and forth, she'll be like, by the way, Gwen was, bitten by a werewolf.
I just stare.
That's how you got that information. Just, by the way,
This group is the worst at telling each other things.
Yeah.
Why beat around the bush? I'll just be straightforward with Crom. We know each other.
So she was bitten.
Mm-hmm. She's asked me to train her in the ways that I know.
Is that possible?
There's an order of Valakin. It's not my order. Obviously.
Hmm.
We're going to try it, but I've told her to pick up chains, and I've also told her I would kill her if she attacks anybody.
If I can become strong enough, I might be able to decurse her from this.
I'm sure there are many things in this world we've yet to really find, but for now, this is the best we can do. She's asked
It's
to keep
w-
it between the three of us.
That I can do. But I've been looking into decursing magic lately. I haven't decided to follow through with it, but this might be worth venturing.
Well, for her, it would be a path that she could take if at all possible, but
Hmm.
for now, it was 3 days ago. That night the strange man appeared with the pelts.
Yeah,
Bet you it was
Harkus?
him. Yes.
Probably. It seemed like he was eyeing up all of our silvered weapons.
Perfect.
That just clicked to my mind. Wow.
Next time we see him, we deal with that. Whether he is or isn't, but I'd like to deal with it, if at all possible.
Mm-hmm.
But still,
Maybe we should go find him.
perhaps on our journeys, instead of just beelining for him. I'm sure we'll maybe come across him again.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
mean, how big could this world actually be?
Honestly. I mean, really. Just
could
follow the
either.
carcasses of skinned animals.
we could do that. Or, I haven't told you this, but when I was in Majorque Village, I was trained to be an oracle. I was
Huh?
trained to see and scry. I haven't been able to do it yet. I'm not strong enough. But I was able to foresee the future and foresee places and people that are not around our area. So, there are many options and ventures I could take when I start growing bigger and stronger. But we need to figure out what that is for now.
You're going to get bigger. No, I'm kidding. Well,
I've got something for that.
we'll keep that in mind. For sure. We're going to
Good.
have to.
Alright. I'm just gonna keep watching you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please, I'm just gonna write all this book out really quickly for you in the span of a night. It's all point form, and I draw a little smiley face at one point. But other than that, that's it.
It's not point form because you're writing directly into his spell book.
No, I mean,
You
if I
actually
write
have
anything
to-
that's not the spells, I write them in point form if they're not the
Okay.
spells. If it's something
Yeah,
to do
no,
along the set of spells,
everything-
like,
Everything that's in the book that you're copying from is spells.
yes. Well, I mean,
So-
just like components, I guess.
Oh, yeah. That you can do as point form, but
Yeah,
for the most part,
no, that's what I
it's
mean.
all you have to actually write everything out. That takes you a really big chunk of time to do.
Okay. Well, if it cuts into sleep time, she will write half, and then she will write the other half another time.
No, it doesn't take like that long, but it
Okay.
does like it. You basically spend the rest of your night doing this for Crom.
For a friend. Also, I feel like if I didn't finish it in one night, he'd probably keep asking about it, so.
Next.
Again.
Are you done? Are you done yet? Next. Next. Next.
Need my learns.
Next.
Yeah, no, she finishes it as much as one sitting as she can.
So you now have that spell book transcribed into your spell book. Do not
Fuck.
make note of the ones that are above your current spell level.
Yep.
They do not count towards the spells that you know.
Wizards can learn any amount of spells, even if like they're not like sorcerers or anything.
So they're like clerics then, as long as they have it written in their book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wizards have access to all their spells. Just whether or not I have the accessibility to cast them.
Okay, yeah, so then you're exactly like a cleric. A cleric has access to all of their spells. They just have to prepare certain ones at
Yeah.
the beginning of the day.
They don't even have to do that.
Wizards have to
Wizards
prepare
don't.
a spell.
What?
Yeah, wizards have to prepare spells.
I've been reading the wizards. I'm not gonna bring this up during game, but yeah.
We'll touch on it later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out
Mhm.
later.
Because this is
How-
probably something I should know as the DM. Anyway, moving on. Hand waving to the next morning. Nix, you now have a new pair of boots.
Fancy.
And you are able to head up to the Abbey since you wanted to head up there to go talk to Irina and Ismark.
Oh, that's what came here.
The burgomaster's wife hands you the dress, clean, neatly pressed, and dry.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm just gonna shove it back into my bag.
She winces as she watches you shove that thing back into your bag. Like, just...
Good.
Do you have another bag you want me to carry it in? I'm not draping it around.
No, it's fine. It's fine. And then she she holds out a letter that was basically this is being delivered on behalf of the burgomaster.
Perfect.
Okay. So then, you guys start heading towards the Abbey and the road that leads therein. The switchback road that hugs the cliff is 10 feet wide and covered with loose gravel and chunks of broken rock. The ascent is slow and somewhat treacherous, and the air grows colder as one nears the top. For the record, you guys will wind up here.
We're going on a trip. Up here? Heh. This was really a bad day to pick to wear these new shoes.
Actually, this was a great day to pick to wear
This is
those
the- this is-
shoes.
I mean, but also
the
this is
perfect
just a
day.
lot of uphill, you know?
But look, you can teleport back that way and do it again.
I don't know
That
why
is the
anybody-
opposite of helpful, Yalakin.
Let's go back the way we came.
I was gonna say, I don't know why anybody would want to go back the way you guys came.
It's good exercise.
That was not the time for exercise, well.
Don't tell me what time it is.
Put sundial away.
Alright, you will find yourselves about the middle of the map on the left.
Might just zoom out a little bit.
Yeah.
This is a very large map.
Okay. Oh, Christ, it is.
Holy crap, Baba.
That's
This be a fort of some sort.
I mean,
The
even
Abbey.
rhymed sometime.
A
The road from the village climbs above the mist to a wide ledge on which the Abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees and rocky earth. The gravel road passes between two small stone outer buildings, to either side of which stretches a 5-foot-high, 3-foot-thick wall of jumbled stones held together with mortar. Climbing the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusty hinges. They appear to be unlocked. Viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its two wings are joined by a 15-foot-high curtain wall. A belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing, which also sports a chimney and a billowing gray. Also sports a chimney with billowing gray smoke.
well, this is where we find them. Also, why do we have two Elarkins?
Accident. Force of habit.
Keep calling himself. My God. I was
So this
told
is-
the gnomes would do this.
You have two sons now. Seronox, you have two kids now. Be proud.
No.
Not like this.
Not like this, please.
The church didn't
Well-
prepare me for fatherhood.
Do we knock? Do we just go in? We're meant to.
Is there a door, or are we just...
There is a gate.
Can they be pushed?
Iron gates. Yes, they can.
Pushed.
As you push them open, they squeal very loudly.
Horrid.
And immediately, two
Oh,
creatures.
I can't hear any of you.
Did you just say creatures?
I'm gonna disconnect and come back on.
She
I
muted
did.
herself.
What?
Your mother muted herself for somehow.
Did she deafen herself or mute? Oh,
She's muted. Right
Yeah,
now.
she's deafened.
no, she's
Oh, she's
deafened.
Rip.
Mom.
Oh boy.
I just damned her.
There we go. Can you hear
I
us
must
now?
have hit it when I was... Yeah, I can now. I must have hit something when I was checking something else on my phone. I got an
Okay.
email. Sorry about that, guys.
All good.
It's alright.
You're okay.
So, 1
Oh,
The fuck?
He's
and
hand-
2.
He's okay. Not as handsome. Yikes, Otto.
okay.
Dog boy.
I'm gonna raid my
These-
weapon.
Please.
Stop it.
These are the 2 that come out of the gatehouses to greet you.
Hi.
No, we don't go there.
Cyronox down.
No, I'm saying in the chat. We don't go there.
Oh God. Why?
Because I have no emotional connection to it.
I mean, the only when
I will make you emotionally connected to
I'm
it.
gonna put these pictures over that. So actually, I'm gonna put my character sheet over that, so I have to read that.
okay, gentlemen,
So what are you?
please, you can't just ask
Wow.
You can't
what
just
they
ask
are.
someone that.
Cyronox
Ophi's
is
Just gonna
will literally grab Cyronox by like the clasp on his gorget and pull him down and be like, "Stop it!"
Hey, I need to smite these things.
now Cyronox.
They're abominations.
Cyronox. Shut up.
Okay.
He doesn't like me. How is it that easy?
We broke the DM, y'all.
Gentlemen,
Question mark.
we
Not so much.
we've dropped some friends off in this town. They were said to be here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're
of
also
course.
delivering something.
We're delivering something, but that's something besides the point. Where are our friends?
They're in the abbey with the abbot.
Who's talking? I'm gonna guess Otto.
Yes.
That's the voice Otto feels like it would have. It just feels
Back of that's her.
If you will follow Otto, the wisest, the strongest, and the most beautiful of all that I know,
Did he just
I
say?
will lead you to your friend.
Did he just say
I
it?
stutter.
Did he just say it? She's like leaning at Crumb now. Did he just say that he's the most beautiful?
You did.
Yelakin's taking notes.
Kind of lean down toward the Yelakin. I think they sound far easily.
What? What?
And the other one, he's Otto. You're
My name is Siegfried.
Alright, so that's how you pronounce
we're
it.
gonna call you Z.
Ziggy.
I would really prefer if you didn't.
Sigric? Was that it?
Yes.
I would also prefer if you.
Sigric.
Um,
Sigric. Okay.
Siegfried.
Frick.
Sig
Oh,
Frick.
yeah, that's better.
Frick.
Sigfric. Will you be accompanying us?
Rude.
No, I will be staying here at the gate.
Guess we're
So that
following
if-
Otto.
Someone else like you arrives to talk to the abbot, then somebody's here to greet.
There's nobody else like me here in this entire place.
There's nobody else like all of you here. Entire place.
We'll go with that.
And then she kind of slinks back off into the guard. Yes.
I'm sorry, I thought I saw a beard. That's just me.
Her.
Continue.
That is because the left side of her face is covered with lizard scales, and the right is covered with tufts of gray wolf fur.
Yeah.
So we're following Otto. Okay.
Yes. Come along, please.
Don't step on his tail, Cyronox.
Don't chop off
Step on
his
something.
tail, Cyronox.
In my defense, I don't chop, I smash.
Okay.
That does not make it better.
That really doesn't.
At least get enough how it's left.
You are led here.
You want to
Yeah.
do that for me
Yeah.
again?
Sing that again.
Hang on,
Which is
sorry.
big
I'm
map.
just. I'm trying to adjust my GM overlay so that I can still see stuff on my map. You
Okay, I
basically
see
you're
it.
led to the doors of
So up
the
here.
abbey.
Oh, over here. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to zoom out to see where the ping was. I was like,
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I'm
good,
sorry. This
I
map
know.
is really big. Sorry. A 15-foot high curtain wall joins the abbey's two wings. Behind its battlements, two guards stand at attention, their features obscured by fog. Below them, set into the wall, is a pair of 10-foot tall wooden doors reinforced with bands of steel. To the right of these doors, mounted on the wall, is a tarnished copper plaque.
that would read.
The plaque reads, the Abbey of St. Markovia, may her light cure all illness.
I don't know how I feel about this place.
It's already kind
Feels really unnatural, doesn't it? A little?
Yeah,
No,
I'll agree.
it's like she's like whispering
Oh,
it,
okay.
but like also not like.
Otto-
She doesn't mean to offend Otto, but
Otto places his shovel to the side of the doors, puts both hands on it, and you watch as this single creature opens these doors. They don't look light, and you're telling by the way that he strains that they aren't. Like, these are heavy doors, but he's opening them by himself.
note to self: don't insult Otto.
And then he grabs his shovel and gestures for you to head on in.
Yalakan writes that in his notes.
And the abbot would be where?
The abbot will meet you in the main hall. If you head in and then immediately take a right, there is a large door. It's kind of hard to miss.
Thank you, Otto.
Perfect.
You're welcome. And then he waits for you guys to be there and then pulls the doors to the abbey closed. And then heads back to his spot. Sorry, before you guys keep going, back up a little bit.
No.
The thick fog that fills this courtyard swirls as if eager to escape. The courtyard is surrounded by a 15-foot high curtain wall on which stand several guards with their backs to you, or so it seems at first. It's clear now that these guards are merely scarecrows. Wooden doors to the north and east lead to the abbey's two wings. In the center of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with an iron winch to which a rope and bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked under the overhanging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 3 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from the sheds.
Running
I
we
have
go.
a bad feeling about this.
Take out my spear. Start running.
What?
I'm not
Yalakan,
worried about
stop.
Warhammer.
Please. Everybody draws their weapons without even a second note.
Yeah, this seems to be like a sanitarium.
Sanawada?
Asylum.
You guys would recall from general conversations with the burgomaster and the burgomaster's wife the night before that the abbey was once a hospital and convent, but it fell on hard times after the land was swallowed up by the mists. Some of the clergy fell prey to Strahd, while others went mad and either starved themselves to death or turned to cannibalism.
Oh.
Spear's still out then.
Well, to be fair, Yulak and I were away this entire time, so we never heard that.
Oh no! As soon as I heard screaming,
no.
nope.
No,
Yeah.
we would have definitely probably, as soon as we heard
What is
screaming,
that?
relayed the message.
This
There's
is
a
what's happening.
curtain
Don't kill anyone.
covering this, like these dots are curtain.
No. Sorry, hang on, let me just double check. I don't think so.
Don't we
curtain
have
wall
people
is the
in here?
description
Oh,
of
Yeah, so it's the description of like the wall itself, but what this is the dotted line. So like
Yes.
this is all open. So if it was raining, this would be falling on you. Like it would be
Oh.
raining on you.
Okay.
This is the
Okay.
border of like the battlements up on like the second floor.
Oh, okay. And then these are these are screaming?
No, screaming
one?
is coming from over here.
Oh, okay.
Those are troughs. These 3 horse troughs are badly rotted and they look like they'll fall apart if you guys so much touch them.
And there's
So it's screaming's coming from over here.
yeah.
There's screams coming from that direction. There's screams coming from the ones down by the entrance to the main hall that Otto had told you about.
Nick, stop poking around.
I just wanted to see what it was.
I hear screaming and I go, ah!
Can please.
Nyx, actually, while you were up there,
Yes.
the creature chained to the post flaps its leathery wings and takes to the air, but doesn't get far before its chains go taut. She flutters about madly, screaming nonsense.
Do we see this?
She is chained to a post outside.
Well, it's
Yes.
foggy.
Well-
I don't know.
No, you do. You see this. Like, this is not...
Is she human?
It's
shaped?
not so thick that you can't see through it.
Okay.
It's just kind of there.
Okay.
I might have to absolve this poor creature.
Please don't
Stop it.
touch. This isn't your place to make that decision. Your
Here.
decisions be made back home.
Where's the abbot?
We're
Is-
supposed to go in here.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Is just a question. The flapping around wildly. Is she she's human shaped with bat wings? Or is she small?
She is short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, God, is it bad that I kind of want to comfort her somehow? I feel like I'm gonna get my face bitten off.
I'll
Even-
comfort her real good.
Even with her, wow, that's gross.
No, that's
Even
nothing. Please, I have standards.
even with how she flaps around, you realize that she's about 4.5 feet tall.
Okay.
And she's got like a hunched posture.
Okay.
Long, stringy black hair hides a lot of her face, but it's clearly visible that the spider mandibles and teeth had replaced her human mouth.
Okay.
She has the arms and wings of a bat, as well as cloven hoof in place of her right foot. Like, if you were to approach her, she flies, like, away from you
Okay.
until she can't fly any further.
If I say anything in vampiric, does she seem to calm down at all?
No. Matter of fact, she seems to get worse.
This is getting uncomfortably depressing.
Take my leave then. Welcome
Welcome
to Curse of
to
Strahd.
Curse of Strahd!
Yeah, I figured.
Ophi's just gonna push the door open at this point.
Sure. You guys can head down there now. It's just there was
Yep.
descriptions read while you guys were first entering in here.
Does she
Gentle
keep...
sounding.
Sorry, does she keep screaming as we walk away? Or as I walk away?
She's still screaming,
Okay.
but again, you don't understand what she's saying.
Okay.
I think it might have something to do with the fact that she has spider mandibles for a mouth.
Ha. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. Go
Gentle
ahead.
sounding music trickles from above, played on a single-stringed instrument by some unseen master. The ground floor is one large 50-foot square room with arched leaded glass windows. A cauldron sits on an iron rack above a fire and a hearth, while above the fireplace mantel hangs a golden disc engraved with the symbol of the sun. In one corner, a wooden staircase climbs to the upper level, while in another corner, a stone staircase descends down into the darkness. Several chairs surround a wooden table that stretches nearly the length of the room. Wooden dishware and golden candelabras are neatly arranged on the table, standing behind which is a young woman with alabaster skin, dressed in a torn and soiled red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled so as not to touch her soft shoulders. She seems lost in her own thoughts. A handsome young man in a brown monk's robe gently takes the woman by her hand. A painted wooden holy symbol that depicts the sun hangs from a chain around his neck. He moves with the grace of a saint.
Grace of us.
Hey, Abbott.
Madam, my people.
Hey, Abbott! Sorry, what?
Cyanox
Jordy,
has
what
found
was
his
it?
people.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, holy man.
My friends, welcome. You must be the adventurers that Ismark and Irina told me. So nice to meet you all. Please, come. Sit. We were about to break our fast.
Before you
Oh.
sit, I have a letter.
A
And
letter?
Nyx will handle the letter.
Ah! So where's the dress?
Oh! She just fucking takes it out of her bag.
Still smells like shit.
Sorry, we've been adventuring for quite some time.
No, of course. He holds it up and then holds it in front of the woman. And it looks like it's gonna fit her rather nicely. And so he hands it to her, murmurs a quiet request, and she heads up the stairs with the dress in hand. As she's heading up the stairs, from the stairs comes Irina and Ismark, who are overjoyed and happy to see all of you.
Hi.
Well, glad to see that you're both alright.
Oh.
Not harmed.
And then he takes a seat at the head of the table. And of course, he requests that you all come sit with him. Please, join me for breakfast.
Don't mind if I do.
You seem to be a holy man yourself.
Yes, of course. I am the Church of Kirjala. And if you don't mind my asking, Father, what god do you follow? Or whose teachings do you follow?
Well, I follow the Morning Lord.
Ah, yes. Came across a church in another town of the Morning Lord. Beautiful place.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. I passed there on my way here. But no, I I must apologize. The screaming. I know that it can be a bit disconcerting.
Just a bit. Just a little bit.
What has happened to these people?
Yes.
Ah. That, unfortunately, would be my fault.
Your fault.
Yes. And as such, I give them safety and succor here in the Abbey, where they are safe.
Perhaps you would like to explain
Yeah.
what
Well,
is happening to them?
you know about the Sorry, hang on. I had to flip to the NPC section for the information for the abbot so I can give you guys the right information.
Gotcha.
They were a family of sickly inbred lepers. And they came to me seeking salvation.
Yes.
I was able to cure them of their leprosy. However, I could not fix the generations of inbreeding and the human defects therein.
Is that what happens when humans interbreed too much?
They turn to beasts
Bugs?
as such?
That was... So, I did manage to cure them of their leprosy, and not being able to cure them of their inbred defects, as it were, despite my best efforts. The Belleviews, they had a very strange idea of what it meant to be perfect. And they craved traits that were bestial. They wanted the eyes of a cat, to fly like a bat, the strength of a mule, the guile of a snake. You're getting the idea here. This they wanted. So this is what I gave them.
At that
You lo-
point, I'm gonna stand up. Now, Abbott, don't get me wrong here. You're serving these people, you're serving them well. But what you're doing sounds like dark magic.
I assure you that it is not.
He just said he cured them of leprosy and that their
At the
their
cost
appearances
of-
are their own fault.
So at the cost of mutating them, even as a holy man, you must
Are-
protect people how they're created.
He just explained that they did that to themselves.
This is what they requested. This is how they wanted their perfection.
Can we check whether he's lying?
Sure, give me an
Yeah.
insight check.
Not that that's going to do anything.
I don't
Those are
believe
pretty
this.
Ooh, those are pretty good rolls. Two of them are.
No. Wolfie and I are not.
Cyranox and Nyx, he is absolutely telling the truth.
Elakin's notes are like dog person, lizard person, mad science question mark?
I was sent from my higher ups to honor the legacy of Saint Marcolia, who founded this abbey, and I've been tending to the physically and mentally ill, and I was hoping that it would bring some much needed light to the land of Barovia. It works for the most part.
I feel
For
like
the
I
most
shouldn't
part.
make the joke about bringing light to Barovia.
Probably not, because I don't
Too
think
easy.
Ophi knows.
No, it's just light in this land. Bringing light to this land. It's always dark and gloomy and
Fair enough.
It's been a while since we've seen light, really. The only time Nyx has
Been a
seen light
while.
recently was the spell she accidentally cast because Crom was like, ah, it's no problem.
Now, I didn't have the skills to give them what they wanted when we started. There was research to be done and attempts to be made. I feel terrible for what has happened to the Bellevues. Not what I would have wanted for them. And then, a Barovian lord named Vasily von Holt visited the abbey. And he brought with him the information that I needed. He mentioned that he had found it at the
You may have cut out through some of that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What did you guys hear?
Vasily von Holt.
He brought the
came from the
information.
Amber Temple.
Okay. He introduced himself as Vasily von Holt. And he brought with him the knowledge that I needed to give the Bellevues what they wanted. And he told me that it came from the Amber Temple.
And this. Now you need to keep them chained up to a post.
That particular one is suffering from a madness condition where she is convinced that powerful enemies are hunting her and that their agents are everywhere she goes, including her own family.
So you leave her out in the open instead of giving her her own room where she can at least see who comes in and goes out.
She is outside because it is time to be outside. They don't keep them in their sheds all day. It'd be cruel.
And these people, do they still have memory of who they once were? Do they feel pain?
Yes, to both of your questions.
Are
They
they?
all suffer from madness, but I believe that is mostly just due to their inbreeding.
But were they like this before you did this to them?
Oh gods, yes.
Everything tracks for me then. Cool.
They were all
Complete lunatics.
to an extent, yes.
I'd like to
Some
see
of them-
research notes.
Research notes. Yes, of course. If you wouldn't mind just holding on, I can go upstairs and go get them for you.
Mm-hmm. As you
And
wish.
he excuses himself, heads upstairs, and when he comes back down, he is in the accompaniment of the woman that was with him earlier. And he politely pulls out the chair for her, helps her sit, pushes the chair in, and then hands about 14 sheets of paper to you, plus one rolled up scroll.
I'll look over your notes.
And these are detailed. Like, while you're reading them, he serves everybody right. You know, it's fairly simple. It's porridge, and you know, he slices up some bread, but it's simple but filling fare. While you're looking over the notes, and they are detailed. It lists every single Bellevue that this was done to, and what they got, and what they requested. And you notice that it all matches up. Like whatever they asked for, they got. That's what they got. And then there's additional notes. Perhaps some had not necessarily adverse effects to what happened, but their madness intensified. So, for example, Zigfrick, you notice that the request was for the versatility of a lizard with the strength of a wolf, or like the smelling power of a wolf. Eyes of a cat to see, and then cat paws to be able to defend herself. And then you notice that next to the notes is she hides more with the modification because of what she asked for.
So take more onto the not only physical attributes, but also like the actual traits, like
Some of them, yeah.
yeah.
But and then next to it has like a small note where it says I am. And not all of them have I am next to it.
Which ones do?
Zigfrick, the bat girl, whose name you're now realizing is Marzina Bellevue. And then you notice that there is one that has a peculiar notation, and it's next to the name Cloven Bellevue.
Well, we don't see.
You have not met him yet. The notation is basically to the effect of, out of all of the Bellevues, he is the one who seems to have retained the vast majority of his sanity.
Can we? Wait,
You
do we
are
know this
not
character ways or?
No. Well,
Okay.
like this is literally in the abbot's notes.
Okay. That he has the.
That he seems to have the most retention of his sanity, but you're not sure exactly what that means, because you're not sure if retaining most of his sanity means he's just slightly less insane than everybody else, or he is normal except for his modifications that he asked for. You have no idea because you haven't met him yet.
Okay.
Okay?
Now, if I take a look at the notes and whatnot, and how everything has been procedurally done, could I find holes within what has been done, and
Sure, give me a perception. Not a perception, investigation check.
and like, can I discern if there was anything wrong?
You need to. No, everything seems to be mostly on the level, except for the fact that this really seemed like human experimentation.
Mm-hmm.
But considering the fact that it's written now, I understand that all you have to go off of is his notes.
Yep.
However, as far as you're all concerned, he hasn't been lying to you. Okay.
Crom has the book, right? The notes.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm just terming it as far like that way because I mean it's not like you've spent years and years learning about this Abbott's particular ticks and whatnot, you know. So
Exactly.
as far as you guys know, he's being honest and he's being trustworthy and he's telling you exactly what's what.
Being pretty transparent.
So yeah, he's being very transparent. I mean, shit, he handed you his notes. You know?
No, I just wanted his notes to make sure to know if there was anything amiss with his techniques or something, or if there's something I could figure out to improve upon.
Not really.
Crom, can I see those?
You're not beside me.
I'm in front of.
I don't care. I'm just reading. I'm basically the old man reading his paper, and you're just jumping at him, wanting to see.
I'm also the alchemist of the group.
You're gonna have to convince me otherwise.
Or alternatively, get up, go around the table, and go to the other side.
Just toss him.
I can go underneath the table.
Whichever. I need Where is this information? Okay. I need perception checks from everybody.
Perception?
Oh boy.
Yep, everybody but Crom, and you lock in because you're busy looking at notes.
I don't
Sure.
believe shit.
I'm glad Ophi has eyes.
I'm
Oh,
glad.
Christ.
Ophi and Nyx. You
Nyx has
notice
eyes?
you notice the very fine stitching on this woman's skin. And it seems like she's almost like she's pieced together. And with that little cliffhanger, that's where we're going to end it for the night.
Oh shit, it's Corpse Bride!
I would like to thank all of my players for being here, as always. It's always a pleasure to run Curse of Strahd for you guys. This is my favorite module, so I'm hoping that I am doing it justice so that everybody's having fun. And as always, we would like to thank our sponsors, D&D Beyond, that is D, the letter N, dbeyond.com, as well as Lucky Dice Cafe and Station Retro in Huntsville, Alabama. If you're looking for a live game, head on out. Captain Sack is running live games at those two locations. We will be back on Monday with another episode of The Escorts. Tuesday will be another episode of the Holocaust of the Ekajati, featuring our very own Yalakin, playing a different character.
Space
We are
Paladin.
on a 2-week break for the showcase. When we come back on the 25th of September, we will be playing Big Eyes, Small Mouth, run by our very own Nyx by V. I'm very excited for that. I will be a player, Deca will be a player, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we're doing there. But next Thursday, we'll be back with another episode of Curse of Strahd, where the group figures out what's going on. What are they doing? What else is going to happen in the world of the town of Kresk? We are going to find out. But with that in mind, as always, thank you to my players for being here. I couldn't run session without you. To those all watching out, we appreciate your patronage and your viewership. Just remember that it is September, which means that it is half the cost to sub on Twitch than what it would normally be. So if you'd like to help support us, all of that money goes directly to helping us upgrade and boost our stream potential. Without further ado, be good to one another, and remember, roar for initiative.